Welcome to Six Figs. I'm Kyle, and with me today we've got the one and only Jerry Banfield, and we're going to be talking about caffeine AI and what's it going to do for the entire ICP ecosystem, if not the entire cryptoverse. So thanks, Jerry, for being with me today. And by now, I've seen a few of your videos mentioning caffeine AI. It's on your radar. What are your thoughts about how this could transform the ecosystem, not only on the internet computer, but maybe even the entire cryptoverse or even seeping into Web 2?
If this works, it's gonna be ICP is gonna shoot up to like top three crypto because AI is so much bigger than crypto as a narrative, like
Yeah.
4 or 5 times bigger than Bitcoin. Like this is kind of a gamble for a marketing strategy, though. If this goes off successfully and does like ChatGPT, ICP could absolutely go viral and be the only thing interesting in crypto. If it doesn't do so well or if it doesn't impress people that much, though, it could be the biggest disappointment we've seen since the price drop. So I'm really excited to see how this plays out. How do you think this is going to play out?
Yeah, I kind of share the same sentiment. High hopes are just running through my veins. And I'm just like, please, I want this to be that moment in time where you remember where you were when you heard that caffeine AI was dropped. I think that if we can see this thing get like extremely mass, even the slightest bit of mass adoption, I mean, maybe even the community that we have right now is enough to create tremendous rumble. Um, you know, I'm interested and curious to see what kind of products are built with this thing, which ones take off, which sectors are like more profitable than others, how much ICP gets burned once this thing starts taking off. I'm super bullish on the idea of caffeine AI and what it can do.
Me too, and
Uh,
I'm wondering, if this goes well, is it going to break internet computer? Because even things like Bob mining, ICP swap, and hot or not, Yroll, like they've broke various things on ICP that
yeah.
have required them to like drop everything and improve parts of the protocol. I'm like, can we seriously handle the kind of adoption they're going for with caffeine.ai? And if it goes that, like, I've went viral a few times and my website went down. And it's
Oh.
like, this is the day I've had my website ready for, and the site's down because I was on stupid shared hosting. That won't happen on ICP now. But what if this is really that big? Can they handle it?
Yeah, we might see a subnet or two go down. You never know. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see, and we'll see. We'll see. Let me ask you this question: do you have any projects that you are going to build using Caffeine AI?
I would love to build my own YouTube on ICP, and I'd love to build
Nice.
something like Tagger's business system plus YouTube's functionality,
Hmm.
where Tagger has a profitable business system, but unfortunately, like not very many people want to use it, despite my best efforts to get them to.
Hmm.
But if you could build something like that with YouTube, where the end user would pay to put their video on ICP, yeah, I would love to have uh, my own YouTube on ICP. What about you?
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah, I can't wait to see you do that. And then for myself, this has been something that I've been really trying to think of. What do I use in my everyday life that could be improved? For me, I like to, I do like the gambling, I guess, vibes that crypto has to offer. And maybe it would be something, within that industry. Of course, there's lots of regulations and things like that, but I'm trying to think of that perfect project that I could throw up or use caffeine AI to spin up, but I just haven't really decided on anything quite yet.
I'm
So
hoping
yeah.
the AI is as good as you think it'd be. What
Mhm.
I've noticed in using things like ChatGPT and DALL-E, like to generate this image in a background, like AI is really good at basically copying stuff or putting
Mhm.
together several copied things. But when you ask it to do a YouTube title, it's like it just doesn't have that human
Yeah.
creativity to it, no matter how much data it's got. Like it,
Hmm.
and I'm wondering, like, with coding these apps, is it gonna make apps that are actually good, or is it gonna be disappointing? What do you think? Like, how good are
Yeah.
these apps it's gonna make gonna be? I mean, a simple website it can probably do, but how complicated of an app can we make?
Yeah, that's a good question. And that's something that I've been chomping at the bit, trying to, I've been wondering. I guess time will tell in this case. And yeah, the complexity certainly will, um, maybe the higher complexity will be more limitations on what you can and can't do. And I do feel like, at that point, you might have to consult with some Motoco devs on, maybe how to build something, build out a feature within the app. But yeah, no, that's um, definitely the quality will be questioned by a lot of people at first.
But I
That is for
wonder if
sure.
they'll be able to improve it, because like image generation has really improved over the last year. Like these images, it just cranks out effortlessly, and I'm using it in the background. Like this is pretty sweet. Infinity symbol flowers, bam, and infinity symbol coin flowers, and it does it. But I'm
Perfect.
wondering, what happens if this caffeine.ai app launches and it's pretty bad? Like basically all I can
Mm.
do is put a blog up. It's like that's not very exciting.
No, no. If like you said, if we see that be the case, it'll be a tremendous disappointment. And I'm hoping that isn't the case. And I feel like, Dominic Williams and the team over at Affinity, I feel like they are very much the right team to be building an application like Caffeine AI, simply because of all the patents they hold and just their pursuit of excellence for improving the blockchain and things like that. I couldn't ask for, if they developed what we know as internet computer, I couldn't think of any other team that I'd want to really develop Caffeine AI. Maybe with the exception of like OpenAI, some team members from them, but they understand Motoco at Affinity. They developed it, and I feel like they'll be the best to train a model uh, on their chain
Well,
for
I'm
sure.
wondering from what I've seen too, like the spam controls and the user access to it, because you're gonna have to burn cycles to
Mm-hmm.
each single thing that's generated. Maybe not a lot of them, but it looked like what they did is they in the demo they generate something and then you have 90 minutes where you can take ownership of it. So I'm
Okay.
wondering like how if if this is something most people will actually be able to use, like what their spam controls are. And what's nice, like you said about Definity, like I trust they've thought of a lot of these details because when you look
Yeah.
at the network nervous system, it's like you can feel how much thought was put into the details of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I mean, the huge R&D team they have behind it, and when I was working at Definity's special projects, we'd have daily meetings, and the amount of people that would show up to these meetings and spitball ideas and things like that, I just made me super bullish more than ever on their capabilities. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting thing to see how people use Caffeine AI and what projects do break through. I think that right now, obviously, we are midway through January. Do you have any dates in mind when we're going to see this thing execute or be brought to the market?
Well, I watched one of your videos and said the World Computer Day at Davos looked like a really nice target for that. But, then we hoped the new year, we hoped this last thing they were at. I thought they needed to upgrade to 64-bit WASM before they put this out. I don't know if that's accurate or not. I would love if this was done even by March at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think
Yeah.
there's a lot of details to work out with it. I don't know how close it is. So, when do you think we're going to actually see this live?
Yeah, Davos is my best guess, and that's coming up in next week, I believe, from the time of this video. If they don't release it then, my guess is it would probably be in some presentation like ETH Denver or something like that, which is on the horizon. I think that's end of February, March, somewhere in there. And that would be a great opportunity to unveil a product like this as well. I think, and then if we can get our hands on this in the next few months, that would be a treat. And my YouTube channel is basically just going to be Caffeine AI for like 2 weeks. In fact, I've already got my thumbnail creator who has created me a handful of thumbnails just centered on this topic. So, I'm very excited for it, to say the least, and hopefully it comes sooner than later.
Yes, and I hope it goes well because our channels are positioned to do really well if people are Googling ICP and like, what is this?
Yeah, absolutely agree. But any closing thoughts on Caffeine AI?
It's a lot of there's been getting extra FUD and fear and impatience when you've got this
Mhm.
caffeine AI on the horizon. And let's continue to look at the long term. Like caffeine is something that's exciting, but Definity is going to keep building more and more things too. And I don't think there's anything, whether it's caffeine.ai, that's going to instantly shoot us into space, but I
Mhm.
think we're in a caffeine.ai gives me really bullish for the long term.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Just that possibility, like every possibility that comes along with an application like that. It's just we'll see metrics just blow through the roof, and all I can say is I hope it's not decaf AI when it arrives. So thanks everyone for stopping by and checking out the one and only Jerry Banfield, folks. Follow him on X. What are you at, Jerry Banfield? And
Yep.
Jerry Banfield Crypto on YouTube, and also jerrybanfield.com.
Yes, make sure jerrybanfield.com. Don't get tricked by those fake bots.